3, 4.
Miracle, reveal yourself to me. Miracle, your help could set me free. Miracle from above, holy. Curse, carried on forever in me. Curse, from which I may never be free. Curse from down below, holy.
One, 2, 3, 4.
My love must be broken. What's been going on? Can't stop my heart wandering, least not for too long. And I wanted to want only you, my girl. What more could I want? But my heart seems to have honey more of its own. And I'll go, if not just to find out. The sun's still shining down on her. Is the sun still shining down on her? alright. Give it up just for one more chance to say good night. All my love, was it real or just fantasy? Your phantom sits with me when I'm all alone. I love you still. Surely I was wrong for casting spells and singing silly songs, and you knew all along. Hold your love before it's gone. Your phantom sits with me when I'm all alone. I love you still. Cool.
1, 2, 3, 4.
These days I'd much rather be on my own. No more walking those streets that I once called my home, because down every lane there are faces and names that have memories attached that I'd sooner let go, sooner than I'd go home again. 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 I never called, let our friendship dissolve. Now my welcome's worn out, and your hate for me's grown to the point when I try to amend all the lies, all those memories return, that I'd sooner let go, sooner than I'd go home again. Sooner than I'd go home again. Sooner than I'd go home again. Sooner than I'd go home again.
Here is a very busy artist that we did manage to snag for a session this week, the wonderful Mac Demarco. We have tracks from that live session for you throughout the show, and also we caught up with Mac beforehand too for Maida Vale, so here's the first part of that chat.
Fix Music.
New Music Fix Daily. Live session.
We have Mac Demarco live in session for us on New Music Fix Daily, and we're joined by Mac right now. How are you doing?
Good. A little tired, but yeah, I'm good.
Great to have you.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure. First of all, I'd love to know how you went into writing the album Guitar, which follows on from 2023's One Wayne G, which is 199 tracks, 9 hours. Was it sort of like a refresh for you, a little bit of a restart, and you went into Guitar with a totally blank canvas?
Yeah, I decided I didn't really want to do it for... Well, it's not that I didn't want to do it, but I guess I wanted to have a full bottle of gin, I guess. You know, I don't know. It's like I want, One Wayne G is a lot of me messing around, and I just put it all out there. But I for this, it's like I wanted to, I don't know, save it up. I just need it to feel right. I don't really care. You know, I made enough music. People don't, you know, who cares? I just want it to feel good to me. So that it feels good to me. And they came out naturally. So I'm satisfied.
And you've said you described guitar as being supremely of me. I'm wondering what that means to you now, having made music for so long.
I think, you know, there's just no malarkey, you know. I'm not trying to, I don't know, you know, someone's like, where are the synths? I'm like, I don't care. You know, I just, the songs just kind of were what was happening in my mind at the time, and I couldn't help myself. So it feels good. And I don't know, now we're playing them and they're kind of becoming the other thing that happens when you make songs, which is cool too, but different. And here we are. I don't know.
What's the other thing?
You know, you kind of, you know, it's that moment when you hand it in. You know, I had quite a few months of this record on my own, and I was kind of like, well, this is nice. And I was up in Canada, and then you give it to the people, the hands of the industry. You know, and then things start changing, which is fine. I have my time with it. I know how I feel about it, but it is, it's funny to try and sell something that's different than to make something, I think, but it's cool.
Does that feel like a necessary evil, having spent so much time kind of by yourself making this record, making something that feels really true to you, and then you're like, oh, now I have to hand it over? Or is it something you kind of accept as part of the process?
I could have not. Yeah, no, I mean, I want to go on tour and I want to travel and I want to, you know, make new friends and meet people and have experiences and stuff. So yeah, I mean, the slight discomfort of that. I mean, it's fine. I like, you know, get the ego rub with the, like we're doing right now. Oh, welcome to the BBC Mac. It feels good, man. You know, it's cool. Good. You know, so I'm happy to be doing it. But it is, it's strange. It's, I mean, art is weird. Music is weird. Yeah, everything's weird.
Yeah, and you said going on tour without releasing something, make it feel like a reunion or a greatest hits tour.
Just it would feel a little like I don't know. Like I'm not out here to you know, we're trying to play smaller rooms. We're trying to do something special. Like I don't really care about. I mean, making money is great. It's a blessing that I can make money from like these stupid songs I write. But it's like it's not the goal, and I don't really. No, yeah. I mean, yeah, we could have gone out and just played songs from 10 years, and we are playing a lot of old songs, and I like those. You know, it's not like I hate any of my music or anything like that, but it's just like I want to feel like I'm always doing something, you know, elevating my whatever we're doing at any point in time. So here we are trying to elevate.
And how has your relationship with touring changed since you stopped drinking?
Pretty much completely different thing. I'll tell you, the first day I woke up on the bus on this tour, which is funny because we weren't. I don't want to take a bus, but the routing was humanly impossible. So but the first day waking up on the bus, it kind of felt like I was awake. It was like PTS. It was like kind of like a, you know. So it's definitely I remember, but I'm having a good time. I'm trying to reshape it. You know, for example, I went to this beautiful park in Brussels just last week, and I was like, my God. I've been to Brussels like 30 times. But this time I was like, what a beautiful place. I don't know. Just trying to figure it out. I don't know. Yeah.
Is Daryl Johns there with you on the bass?
He's playing in the band, but I'm in some room alone right now. I'm not sure where he is right now.
Well, I was just going to say I was a big fan of his debut album, which of course you released on your own record label.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's really, really cool. Is there any new artists that you're excited about and that you're going to be putting out on your own label?
We have, I mean, Daryl's probably he's always working on some new stuff.
Yeah.
There is another Brazilian that I'll just leave it at that may be. Okay. You may be hearing some stuff from pretty soon.
Wicked.
He may be with me, may not be with me right now as well. But and then there is the band. Yesterday was nice. We had Tex Crick and Mock Media, the two bands from the label, opened up the show here. And I'm not sure where Tex is with new music. I'm sure he's been playing a lot of new songs on the tour, so I'm sure he has some stuff recorded. But and Mock Media as well, a lot of new songs.
Yeah, Mock Media are great. I saw them in Rotterdam a couple of weeks ago. Really cool band.
They're awesome.
Kind of like The Clash.
Oh yeah.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, Canadian boys.
Yeah.
God bless them.
Yeah. I know you're a big lover of synths, from the DX7s to the Junos and so on. Were there any other instruments on the album prior to it being called guitar? Because I read that you removed a synth line from one of the songs on the album.
Yeah, there was DX7 on Shining.
Nice.
But then when I realized I could call a guitar, I just deleted that pretty quick. So yeah, now there's nothing, which is good. Yeah.
Have you fallen out of love with synths at all?
No, not at all. I don't know. When I sit down, I make a song, and if I can come out of my I just start playing guitar, and it starts coming out the mouth, and then I'm like, okay, well, that's a song. I like synths. I love synths. Yeah. What can I say?
Yeah.
And what about translating those songs for a live setup? I know there was talk of like seeing yourself as more of a Sinatra kind of figure now when you're performing. How did the tracks translate, and what do the live shows look like now?
The shows are cool. I mean, a lot of the new songs are... some of them rock quite a bit harder than on the record. Others we're trying to kind of get across the same way. But yeah, it's been great. And the guys that are playing with me right now are incredible, and it's sounding good, and I am happy. But even that, like the part of my new kind of concept of touring is like, let's not learn the songs too well. Let's not make the arrangements too strict, because I mean, back in the day when I would make a record, we would just kind of go out and learn the songs on stage in front of people, and then it would just become whatever it became, for better or worse. Did it ever sound good? Who knows? Were we having fun? Yes. But I kind of miss that energy a little bit, where it's like, or I did before this tour, but I want to leave it open-ended a little bit,
Has your relationship with your fans kind of changed since you've sort of pulled back a bit and decided to live this kind of more remote life? Because obviously people talk about that famous incident where you gave out your home address to fans and invited them over for a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Would you ever do that again, or have things slightly changed for you?
I like, the utility of like kind of being anywhere in the world and having maybe, it depends on where I am, but usually somebody being like, Mac, it's like, I think that's, I've been at a sweet spot for a long time where it's not like, I don't need a security guard or something, or, most people don't give a damn. But it's interesting with these shows, the kids are pretty young. It's like a new batch, a new gen maybe of kids at a little bit older on this side of the Atlantic, but in the States they're really young, and it's cool. And I'm really happy to be playing for these people, but it's it feels different. And maybe it's just the fact that they haven't really been to very many live shows or something. Or it's interesting, a lot of people I'll talk to afterwards, like, I've been listening to you for 3 years, and I'm kind of like, and that's a long time. But for me, it's kind of like, oh, okay. What I'll say about these new, like the young kids now, is that they have this, like the amount of times after the show when I'm sitting there signing stuff and kids are like, how's your mental health going on this tour? I'm like, wow, okay. It's kind of trippy in a way, but it's like, what I'm trying to say is like this generation, I think, is a little more, maybe not geared in that way as much.
Yeah. And with the sets that you play live and the songs that you're adding into these sets, are you overly aware that some of the audience members that are there may have found you through certain social media sites, things going viral? And does that affect the set in any way?
Not really. I think it's interesting, when the phones all come up, I go, okay, well, this one's doing okay on TikTok right now. But I think, I don't know, because I'm not on there and I don't really know. I mean, I see, I know which songs go to the top Spotify or whatever, but what's interesting to me is like, it's an opportunity to play songs that nobody gave a damn about when the records came out. And especially for me, it's like I used to gauge the show kind of on the faster and the louder we would play, the more buck it would go, and that means good. But that's not necessarily what people want, it seems, out of my music. They want like the slow kind of brooding song sometimes, which is, we can do that.